Hey guys, welcome back to my channel here. This is Pedro Fame. So we're back with another video for you guys. This is going to be a boxing video. Sorry that I'm not in my normal setting for you guys. I'm currently on the road, so I'm not currently where I usually am in my office filming this video. So it is going to be a little bit in a smaller view. This is being filmed on my iPad, but we do have some excellent boxing here for you guys. First one is in Warlock, Poland. Alexander Usyk versus Daniel Dubois. Saturday, ESPN Plus. Don't miss it. It's going to be starting at 2 p.m. I believe the main bout will be at around 5:30. So it's going to be an absolute great night of boxing. This is going to be the first of the heavyweight fights. There's going to be another one that I'll talk about less than this one. But Alexander Usyk, who has all three titles, versus Daniel Dubois, a contender. I believe the WBO put this out for Usyk to have done. If you want to see how that works, you can see it right here. I never know how to spell his name, but Alexander Usyk, Ukrainian. Obviously fought in the Ukraine versus Russian war, but he's going to be fighting in Poland versus Daniel Dubois, who's 19-1 for all three of his titles. So it's going to be super interesting to see how this goes here. Obviously, the last fight he fought was a little over a year ago, against Anthony Joshua in Saudi Arabia. And then before that, fought Anthony Joshua in England when he first won the championships. Then he beat Anthony Joshua in a rematch. That was actually pretty close. The first fight I didn't think was as close as the scores indicate. There, I thought it was definitely more 116-112 to 117-112 versus a 115-113. But it is what it is. The second fight was definitely a lot closer. But I definitely didn't think Joshua should have won any of those. But Daniel Dubois is going to be an interesting fighter, heavy hitter, not as skilled as Joshua, so I think Usyk's safe in terms of as long as he uses his movement, he's going to be able to get out of the way of anything that Dubois throws. Dubois, I believe, is 10 pounds heavier, coming at 233 versus 220 for Usyk, so it's going to be pretty much great to see how good of in shape they are. 10 pounds difference doesn't make a difference. That maybe Daniel Dubois can lean on Usyk, and maybe those pounds will start to add up and start to give Usyk some fits and problems. We never saw Anthony Joshua lean on him, which is why I think if Usyk was to verse Tyson Fury, I think Tyson Fury would win because of his ability to lean on you, have his huge size. Remember, Usyk's only 6'3". You're talking about 6'8". Tyson Fury, he leans on you. He puts that 250, 260 pound constantly on you, on top of you, weighing up against. You're going to get tired pretty fast. I think that's why he does a great job of winning his fights, is just being able to use that ability to lean on you and his ability to get out of the way of big punches and be able to throw them right back. Daniel Dubois is 19-1. Interesting fighter to me, from the UK. He's knocked out 18 of his opponents. He has lost by KO, by the way, as well. I believe that one wasn't too long ago. Yeah, that was against Joe Joyce, who lost to Jean Zong, who beat the living poop out of him. So interesting that he lost to Joe Joyce. And I know Joe Joyce lost to Zong, but I think Joe Joyce deserved the title fight over Daniel Dubois because Joe Joyce absolutely destroyed Dubois when they fought, and since then I think he has gotten a little better, but not that much better. And it's been about 8 months since he's last fought. He hasn't fought in absolutely nobody since Joe Joyce, and you can see the records here. I mean, he hasn't fought absolutely nobody. Kevin Lorena was, I guess, the best competition that he's faced since Joe Joyce, and even then you're not talking about anybody big time, and since then he hasn't versed anybody that's worth even naming. I think it's going to be a complete blowout. I see Usyk winning this fight 10-2. I think the only reason why Dubois wins 2 rounds is because he maybe catches Usyk and they give it to him because he might make him stumble maybe. Other than that, Usyk should absolutely dominate this kid like it was nothing. I don't even think he deserves a 4-star rating. I think he's definitely a 3-star fighter in this one, and I think Usyk's absolutely a 5-star. Top 2 heavyweights in the world. I think he would beat. I even think Usyk would beat Deontay Wilder in a fight. So I think it's not really something I am too much saying it being too much competition, but it is for 3 titles on the world. So I do think that's interesting, and I believe. Just gonna click on Joe Joyce so you guys can see him. Joe Joyce, interestingly enough, is going to be rematching Zhang for the interim world heavyweight title of the WBO again in England, and that's going to be next month, September 23rd. So make sure to stay tuned for that fight. That fight is going to be phenomenal, and I can tell you right now, Zhang is an excellent fighter from China. China's first heavyweight with a title. He's beaten pretty much everybody. I mean, he lost to Philip Hargrove. I thought the fight was very, very, very close. I know it's in Saudi Arabia. I thought that fight was extremely close, by the way. And a little bit of a like, why was that not brought up more? I think should have been the question. But Zhang has never fought anybody big time. Philip Hargrove was the first one, but then he dominated Joe Joyce because he was able to just dismantle his left eye. Funny enough, Joe Joyce has versed people. Daniel Dubois. He's versed Joseph Parker, who's really good. I mean, he's versed some pretty good fighters. And now, obviously, his rematch with Singh. I do believe Joe Joyce gets his revenge and gets the win. I think he stays away from that hand. I think he knows, hey, I don't want to look like a balloon this time. So I think he definitely stays away and somehow finds a way to win that boxing match. But back to what we all here for. I think for me, Usyk has it, will win, will absolutely be next fighter to be in there. It's going to be interesting to see what Usyk does. I believe he should fight Tyson Fury, and I think that should be the next fight going forward. But Jared Anderson is the second heavyweight big fight that's going to be fighting on this card. I think it's actually going to absolutely be not a great fight because I believe Jared Anderson will win like it is nothing. I think it's going to be absolutely interesting to see him go against Andre Rudenko after I think it's been 2 months since his last fight when he fought Charles Martin, who used to be a world champion. It doesn't seem like it's letting me go through. That's fine. We'll go from here. But he's won, 15 bouts, 14 of them by KO. Charles Martin was by decision. His first time going to decision, first time lasting all the rounds to go to that decision. Charles Martin gave him fits towards the end. For the 12th round, he almost knocked him out. Really, Jared Big Baby Anderson was saved by the bell. And then there was a second, and then I think on the 5th, 6th, or 7th round, he got rocked again. He got rocked the first time, and then at the end of the fight, he almost got knocked out. And I thought it was a very interesting fight from Jared Big Baby Anderson. He showed me some new things, especially with the jab, but he also kind of went away from the jab at times as well. He also didn't do a good job of being consistent, and he definitely needs to get his stamina up, and then his defense needs to be a lot better for me. But Andre Rudenko absolutely is no good. So I think Jared Anderson does win this fight by knockout. I don't see it going past 6 rounds. Rudenko just isn't really that good of a competition. And I get it. For Jared Anderson, it makes total sense to keep fighting as often as he does because it gives him the ability to see different things and just to constantly get better and get better and get better at his craft. I think his next fight should be Daniel Dubois, Joseph Parker, Derek Chiroza, Louis King Kong Ortiz, Andy Ruiz. Like, that has to be his next level, which is, I think, the guys that are below the champion level. Champion level is like Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury, and Usyk. Those four are in a completely different category than a Joe Joyce, a Zizing, a Danny Dubois, a Joseph Parker, Derek Chiroza, like the Andy Ruiz. Like, those six are like the contender level status. I think that has to be the next step for Jared Anderson. I love to see him in that type of environment, see how he does against the bigger time fighters. I think that is going to be what ESPN does. And this is going to be the nightcap of ESPN. This is going to pretty much be, if I'm not wrong, there's only, I want to say there's only like 2 fights. It's the Jared Anderson's the main event, and then they have I believe the co-main event is right before it. And I think that's it. I'm pretty sure the bout is really, really thin, which is why it's starting at 10:30. So if I'm not wrong, there's only that one and that, and then their bigger time one, and it is in Tulsa, Oklahoma. So it is on the mountain. No, it is on Central Time. Central Time. And then the final fight is Oscar Collazo and Garen Diagan in San Juan, Puerto Rico, and Roberto Clemente Stadium on 8 p.m. Eastern Time when it's going to start on DAZN. You also have Hector Camacho's son that's going to be fighting on the card as well. I am super excited for you guys to see that fight. That's going to absolutely be big time, and I believe it is here. Oh no, so I'm sorry. The Jared Anderson fight does have a long card, because I forgot that Juju Carrington, or Shushu Carrington, I'm sorry, is fighting on that card against Contreras in his first 8-round featherweight fight. I think Carrington wins that fight big time, but it is Juan Carlos Camacho Jr., Hector Camacho's son. He's going to be on the card at the 10-round for the junior bantamweight. He's an absolute stud fighter. I think this is going to be a great fight. I think Oscar Collazo versus Garen Diagan is going to be another good fight. So make sure, stay tuned for those fights there. The following week, the only one we have really is Liam Smith and Chris Eubank, which is going to be over in England. So not too big of a fight, really, even though I do like Chris Eubanks. But I think the next one for me after that is going to be in Corpus Christi, Texas, September 15th, Alberto Lopez versus Joet Gonzalez for the IBF title, along with Xander Zayas and Roberto Venezuela Jr. and Jermaine Ortiz is all going to be fighting on that card, along with Robinson Canseco. So that's going to be a good one, but I don't think I have another big-time fight until September 16th with William Zapata and Marcito Gesta. And then, obviously, the big one, which is September 23rd, Zai Zhang versus Joe Joyce and Richardson Hitchens versus Jose Zapata in Orlando, Florida, where I am located. That is, I'm going to see if I can potentially get tickets to that, to watch that. I know that's going to be, I believe, in the Amway Arena, if I'm not wrong. So I will try to score tickets for that. But September 30th, Las Vegas, Nevada, Canelo Alvarez, Jermell Charlo. That's going to be the biggest fight in all of September. So make sure to stay tuned as well for that. And then from there, we're going. But make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you guys for watching my latest video. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.